Hi, it's Gail here, bringing you your November newsletter. I, for one, would like to know where this year has gone. It just seems to have sped by. So when I was choosing this month's topic, what I did was I went back to my mailbox and had a look at some of the things that seem to be recurring time and time again. And one of those was stress, especially on the golf course. So that's what I've devoted this month's newsletter to. It's all about how to play stress-free golf. Now, stress can occur for lots of reasons. Sometimes it's because you bring your personal life or your working life onto the golf course with you. And other times it's other people's behaviour on the golf course. Anything from a playing partner being too chatty so you can't concentrate, or someone spending too long a time looking for a lost golf ball. There's lots of reasons why somebody else's behaviour might bring on a stressful situation. Whatever the reason that's causing the stress for you, the main point is that it's all going on up here in your mind. So how do we tell our minds to stop being so stressed? Well, this month's tip is really great, and what I want to talk to you about is creating a trigger. Do you remember when you started to learn to drive, everything was conscious? Put the key in the ignition, then it was mirror, signal, manoeuvre, and for a while every manoeuvre, every thought process in that car was very conscious. And then it didn't take too long before it all became an unconscious way of moving, an unconscious way of driving the car. And that's what I want you to start doing with your golf. I want you to create a trigger, much like putting the key in the ignition of the car. So how do you do this? Well, that has to be a conscious thought in the first place. A conscious thought that, do you know what, today I'm going to have a stress-free game. When you're walking up to the first tee, which in itself can be very stressful, what I want you to do is to actually start to think about the day ahead and create a goal that that's what's going to happen. One of the things that you can do, and I had a golf professional that I coached, he put a rubber band around his wrist and he used to pull it or twing it every time just before he set up to do his pre-shot routine. This was a trigger which reminded him to let go of the stress-free thoughts and to become more relaxed. Now, there's lots of triggers that you can create that will suit you, and the trigger is much like putting the key in the ignition of a car. Once you put the key in, you know, your subconscious knows, right, it's time to drive now, and it's no longer a conscious thought because you know what you're doing. And this is where I want you to get to with your golf swing. I want you to feel so relaxed and so in the moment, and it becomes so automatic that whatever stressful thoughts or anybody that's around you that might be creating stress, they all disappear for those few seconds while you take your swing. So I've mentioned the rubber band around the wrist. Other things could be, some people use a glove, and as they snap the Velcro on and off of the glove, that creates that trigger. Another thing could be pulling out the club to play the shot, the driver or whatever. As soon as you pull that club out, that's your key in your ignition. That's your trigger to tell you, right, now is the time to let that stress go, let all thoughts go, and to start to play in the moment. I've often told you that golf is task focused. So if your mind is somewhere else in somebody else's business, there's no way you're going to be in that shot. And what ends up happening then is perhaps a poorly executed shot, which then creates more stress. So what we want to try and do is get you in that moment and get this as automatic as driving a car. The only way to do that is to pick a trigger and repeat and repeat and repeat it so it does become automatic. So give it a go, let me know how you get on, email in and tell me what works for you, because it'd be great to hear from you. And finally, I have written a report this month on how to play stress-free golf, but what I've started to do now is these reports are for my full members. So it's time for you to come and be a full member if you're not already. I've left a great offer online till Wednesday the 4th of November, so that's 2 or 3 more days for you to go sign up for a lifetime of all these tips, free reports at half price. So go check it out at golfmindguru.com/join. And in the meantime, have a go with what I've suggested and let me know how you get on. And here's to a stress-free month of playing golf.